Good Friday morning. Welcome back to the KY3 Digital Desk. I'm Anna Johnson. I've got Chad Plein with me here today. And as we mentioned in Ozarks today, we are going to be talking sports because it is the fall. We are wrapping up the high school season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. A lot of these sports right now, we got 9 high school fall sports in the fall. A lot of them are wrapping up with conference, not only regular seasons, but postseason tournaments, trying to figure out their standings for state, district play, and everything. We've already got some sports that are wrapped up. Earlier this week, state golf for girls, we are done. And this happened at various locations around the state, but in Class 4, we do have a champion as Glendale's Paige Bowman ties for first place.
Wow.
So a Falcon golfer bringing home a championship. Class 2, New Covenant Academy's Savannah Thessing, second place, 1 stroke back. Just one shot made a difference, and she could have tied for first and, of course, been a co-champion.
Ouch.
But we did have co-champions for Class 1, and that goes to Mountain View Bridge Tree Liberty's Cameron Wood and Ash Grove's Riley Allred. Both of them, congratulations for the work they did on the course. Meanwhile, the week started with golf. It ends with softball with a state quarterfinal round. So this is the birth to the Final Four up there at Killian Sports Complex next weekend here in Springfield. And we have somebody in every single class. Wow. Ozarks representing. In Class 1, you have Marionville. In Class 2, Iberia. Class 3, Cassville. Class 4, Camdenton. And Class 5 is Willard. All those schools, all those teams really had close games coming down to the wire. They were able to get the job done and move on. So best of luck. Hopefully we'll have 5 teams playing for state titles. And again, since they're all in different classes, we're rooting for all of them. We're not trying to put one over the other, but that's what's going on right now with state softball. Cross country, that doesn't have state until the beginning of November. But the Republic program has a very strong junior runner, and this young lady is beating the rest of the field by 30 seconds out there. Danielle King has more, as she is this week's Athlete of the Week.
Republic's track and field leaderboard features a whole lot of the same name.
I took all the school records for all the distance events in the 4x8 mile, 2 mile, and 800. I just swept those across the board, and that's definitely my biggest accomplishment.
Junior Gracie Truster is now turning her sights towards a new goal.
She's always committed. I think that's one of the things that I admire most about her is that she's always pushing herself to do her absolute best.
Now on the cross-country course, she is totally focused on improving her 5K time.
Either this year or next year, I want to hit 18s or lower. Right now, my PR is 18:37, so I'm really just trying to at least PR by the end of the season.
That's 18 minutes to go, 3.1 miles. A daunting task that makes even the best runners a little uneasy.
When I have competition, it definitely makes me really nervous, and when I'm nervous, I tend to run better. So when I have that competition, I definitely try to hang out with them and push myself to be better.
Gracie sees her own accomplishments coming true, but she strives just as much to see her team succeed.
She is one of our biggest motivators on the team to our JV runners, and she is racing from spot to spot during those JV races to cheer on the team. I think that she just has a very caring heart.
It's definitely one of my joys is just helping the rest of the team and knowing that whatever they accomplish is an amazing accomplishment for the team as well.
It's all part of Gracie's race toward more records and a push for team success, one stride at a time. With your Athlete of the Week, Danielle King, KY3 Sports.
Well, she is a remarkable young woman. Definitely can run much further than I can.
Yeah, it's one of those things where looking back now, I probably should have done cross country because, it gets you in shape.
Yeah.
It's a good exercise, but at the time, it's just like running. Who wants to do all that extra running? But I see, the kids on my way home and picking up my daughter from school, and they have practice out there, and they're just running around the blocks, and I'm like, if I knew now what I knew then, I should have just done cross country, and it would have been a lot of that, because I didn't do anything in the fall. We didn't have soccer. I was too small to play football, even though I loved it, so I just kind of sat around waiting for basketball and baseball season.
Well, congratulations to her for being our Athlete of the Week. And if you've been following sports news at all this week, another thing that you've been paying attention to, there is a new conference.
Yeah, and it's an ever-evolving story also. The Ozark Mountain Conference, we heard about this late last week, and it's got 6 members schools that are joining for the next school year in all sports, and that is Bolivar and Branson, Marshfield, CJ, Rogersville, and West Plains. They're all from 3 different conferences. You have the Ozark Conference, which is primarily larger schools, includes Springfield Public Schools. You got the COC, the Central Ozark Conference, that has large and middle schools. And then you have the Big 8 that has middle schools and smaller schools. So you're taking 3 of these teams, kind of the bigger teams from the Big 8, the lower teams from the COC and the OC to come together to this new conference.
Interesting.
They have roughly the same population of school size, so this is a better atmosphere for these student athletes to play in, have more success possibly. Well, this past week there was news that the Springfield Public School District has had 2 of its schools apply to join this 6-team conference, and that is Parkview and Hillcrest. Those schools would fit right about the same dynamic as these other schools as far as population-wise. And there was a story out there that they were interested in adding Willard. Willard has gone on the record saying they have been approached by different places to add, their sports to a different conference, but they have not made a decision. They have not gone down that road yet of leaving the COC. But if they do, then the COC would be down to 7 schools. The Ozark Conference would be down to 6. Then you're looking at more of a dynamic where, maybe the COC and the OC combine in this bigger conference. What does it mean? We'll just have to wait and see. But hopefully what it means is a more level playing field as far as these teams not getting, you don't want to say shut out, but just a chance for the kids to show up on a Friday night and believe they can win and actually come away with a closer game than maybe what we've been seeing in the scoreboard.
Well, of course, we'll keep an eye on this too because you're here every Friday, so we have an opportunity to continue to follow this and then give you updates as we have them. Another thing people excited about, Game of the Week.
Game of the Week is a conference championship on the line. We had one last week, Nixa and Republic. Nixa won the COC. The SCA was claimed last night with Ava, so they're the outright champions. Mid-Lakes, Fair Grove is the champion, but tonight it's the Big 8 East, and that is what's on the line in Reed Spring against Mount Vernon. Reed Spring is 6-2, 5-0 in conference play. Mount Vernon is 7-1, but also 5-0 in conference play. So the Wolves, they've got a great defense. They only give up 16 points per game in conference matchups. The Mountaineers have a great offense, 42 points per game in conference games. Last year, we're seeing video here, this game went to overtime. Reed's got the win, 35-34. Of course, the Ozone, Danielle King, will be out there. She'll have previews at 5 and 6 this evening and recap at 10 and at 11:30 as that Big 8 East title is on the line. There's just a few other conference titles that haven't really been wrapped up yet, but it looks as if the way that these games should play out as far as what the Ozone prognosticators think, then this is maybe how we'll finish up the year. Marionville would wrap up the Southwest Conference tonight with a win against Miller. Everybody in the Ozone saying that Marionville will win that game, so the conference would get the conference the Comets would get the conference championship. The other one is in the Ozark Conference. Lebanon has a 1-game lead on Kickapoo. If Lebanon can beat Rolla tonight, then they are the outright champions. If Lebanon loses, then Kickapoo, they have to beat Bolivar, and then there would be a tie for that conference championship. So still 3 with the Big 8 East there on the line tonight. That's the big one, and that's the game of the week.
Wow, a lot to pay attention to this weekend.
Yeah.
And the weather is perfect for it.
And homecoming for Missouri State and Evangel. So I'm going to be at Plaster Stadium and enjoying a good Bears win. It's going to be a good game. Hopefully MSU can come away with that victory.
Well, fantastic. And we'll get an update from you next Friday.
Sounds good.
All right.